Hello, Internet, and welcome once again to the Free-to-Play Cast, brought to you by MMOBomb.com, your home for all things free-to-play related. I'm your host, Mike Byrne, a.k.a. Magickmann. Pre-show gets it. And this is episode 384, and we're doing it live, because of course we're doing it live. We do it live every Friday, twitch.tv/MMOBomb, 1 p.m. Eastern. Come and join us, chat, hanging out, ready to go. They're ready for a surprise. Twitch freaked out there. That's fine. Looking good for 50. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. We've got a little bit of news. It's kind of a slower week, so I've got a little bit of a surprise from my guest hosts. They don't know what's up. But yeah, we're going to tell them what's up. Joining me, Mr. Troy Blackburn, a.k.a. Noob Fridge. How are you, sir?
This week, literally making it up as I go. I have no idea what's going on in this show. We'll see.
Yeah,
together.
You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. Also on the line, Mr. Wilfredo Rivera. What's up, sir?
Hey. Man, I am not prepared for this at all.
Nobody is prepared. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. So, yeah, we're going to do a little bit of news, just like 2 or 3 things, smaller things. Just thought, maybe people would want. But literally in the show notes, right, there's usually section 1, 2, 3, and it's, usually the big lead piece by itself, and then 1 or 2 pieces lumped together, 1 or 2 pieces lumped together because they're kind of in the same category of news. On bigger news weeks, we might just have boom, 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 3 big topics that roll through. Yeah, today I've got first a few news hits and thoughts, and I've got 3 pieces I want to just hit briefly. And then the rest of the notes before we get to the weekly bombs and the question of the week answers just says, and then a special segment, relevant links, no hints. So Troy and Wilfredo do not know what is going on. Do not know what is going on.
Not a clue.
Completely oblivious.
Zero preparation.
A clue. Not a clue. All right. So let's get to the news and bang that out real quick. And don't worry, chat, if you have to refresh, you're not going to miss the special segment. We still got a few minutes. So first up, Riot Games, League of Legends creators, got a little bit miffed. But not recently. I mean, they got miffed a while ago. And it kind of came to a head recently here. So have either of you actually played this? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a fan-made League of Legends emulation called Chrono Shift. And that was basically playing like a 10-year-old version of the game. So if you liked League of Legends from back in the day, 10 years or so ago, this was a way to play that. Now, at the time, Riot Dev, like a year or so ago, just kind of said, hey, please don't do this. When they caught wind of it on the internet, they say, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Well, apparently they did anyway, and I have not played it because I don't really care to play League of Legends today, so I certainly don't have nostalgia for 10 years gone by. But have either of you, I know, Troy, you dabble in the MOBAs, particularly Smite, but you have played LoL. Have you tried out the emulator?
No, I don't usually do fan emulators. My personal beliefs are that they shouldn't exist, so I don't usually avoid those.
Oh, that's interesting. So what about a game that doesn't exist anymore, like Star Wars Galaxies? Do you have a problem with
that? No, that becomes more of a gray area for me. So
yeah.
like the folks who miss those games and there's no other alternative for that, yeah, I mean, go for it. It's still on the company. If the company wants to shut you down, whoever owns the IP can still shut you down.
Right. I mean, you're talking about intellectual property rights, and obviously it's kind of, you're getting into risky territory if you're going to generate an emulator for something
even
that is
if your
still
game is
online.
dead, that's still very risky.
That's particularly when it's still online. Like, I don't know how you expect to get away with that unless you just catch the company napping. Although, to be fair, World of Warcraft Classic servers have existed for a long time now, and that game is still live and now has its own classic version. So what about you, Wilfredo? I guess we'll make the question twofold now. Have you ever checked this out, the Chrono Shift, or your feeling on emulation or fan servers in general?
Never played the the Chrono Shift. Never even heard of it until about maybe 2 months ago, and I was just kind of like, why would you want to play a decade-old version of a game, basically? And when it comes to emulation, I'm kind of with Troy on that. Like, it, for the most part, I'm not really for it. But if there's a strong enough fan base for it, I guess go for it, as long as the company's saying, yeah, that's fine. We don't care. There are people who want this, and we're not making any money off of it.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, City of Heroes being a big one in this category that has received multiple panels of love over and over and over again from fans. Maybe we'll see something official, or at least with the blessing of NCSoft in the future. We'll see. On this topic, though, about a year ago, they were kindly warned, please don't do this. And in what can only be explained as an example of fantastic writing by Jason Winter, I will read this portion of the piece. They were even warned kindly by a Riot dev a year ago who said, quote, please don't do this, end quote. Quote, do this, end quote, they did anyway. And it operated for a year with little issue. However, why are we talking about this now? Well, last weekend, the developer of Chrono Shift was approached on Discord by someone who claimed to be part of Riot's security team, and they demanded the source code and all identifiable information related to Chrono Shift, and were a bit hostile about the approach. Quote, give me what I'm looking for and we won't sue. Refuse and we will. I'm not interested in dragging this out. If you feel you'd like to speak to legal representation, you are certainly capable of doing so. I'm on the security team. I find people and things. I don't practice law and have little or nothing to do with any legal proceedings Riot is involved in. We can come to an agreement to end this today, or we can both hand this off to counsel. To be honest, I don't care either way. Imagine waking up to that little Discord gem, Troy.
You know what? The only reason this is even news is because somebody said something that was somewhat mean. That wasn't even that bad. You're running an illegal, stolen emulator of a game for an IP you do not own. You were asked nicely not to do this. If you want to now cry and try to make a news story out of, oh, now they're mean to us because we're running a game that doesn't belong to us, boo freaking who. I get why Riot wanted to step back from the PR aspect because, oh my God, people were mean to me. But this wasn't that bad. This wasn't that big of a deal, and you quite frankly deserved it.
Yeah, and Riot did later make like formal legal contact with the Chrono Shift devs. And they did say, hey, the person on Discord was an employee of ours, but that they were, quote, disappointed with the tenor of the conversation, Wilfredo, and that they would be addressing the issue internally.
Give that man a raise.
Troy is like 100% on his side.
Yeah,
look, here's the thing. I don't disagree with that either, because this is a guy who chances are the first person was like, hey, we're trying to be nice about this. Please shut this down. And they were like, no, we're going to go ahead and keep doing it. And
well,
finally,
that came a year ago.
Right. But then finally,
and now it's been operating for a year.
This guy comes up and he's like, hey, shut it down or it's over. And that's what some kids need nowadays.
Yeah, but here's my thing. Like, okay, I'm with you guys on, you know, the security person is not going to have the most HR appropriate or, you know, customer facing face, right? That's not their job. I don't expect that. Nor do they have the legal ease face. I totally understand that too. But if you were aware that this might have been a thing enough to have Riot say something a year ago saying, hey, whoa, that thing you're planning, don't do it. Why is it only a year later now? Like, the dude's like, my job is to find things. Well, really? Because you guys found this when it wasn't even a thing yet, and it's been sitting here for a year now operating. It's just very weird that it got this long to me. Like, you were aware it was a potential to be created. You would have thought that, keep some eyes on those Chrono Shift people. We told them, please don't do it, but let's watch to see if they do. That seems a little weird.
Like, in my opinion, I think this is probably one of those things where, like, all right, this is important to look at, but then as time kept going, there wasn't any real, like, blip on the radar, we'll say, that made them go, let's make this a priority. Something that the company had to have shifted and said, we need to make this a priority. This we can get back to you later.
And it is one of those things, Whole Milk in chat saying, you have to protect your IP and stuff like that. We get that. We are not lambasting Riot in any way, shape, or form for protecting their IP. In fact, when we talked about Terra and some other and other game, Elder Scrolls going after Scrolls, right? Mm-hmm. Like, yes, that lawsuit on paper sounds dumb. Nobody is going to confuse Scrolls for the Elder Scrolls, but you make that token effort so that it is documented. You almost have to, because if you don't, when you do try to enforce your IP copyrights, courts will laugh you out if you haven't previously defended them. You can't spot pick. So no doubt Riot's in the right here. It was kind of silly to put this up to begin with, but let's maybe not have your security team be the one reaching out. Give me what I want. Refuse and we'll sue. Excuse me?
We are bored.
Yeah, is that the guy you wanted reaching out if you're right? No, probably not.
Yeah, right.
And
this on
guy
Discord.
Really say anything that out of line? No.
Right. But then Troy, it's also on Discord through no official channel. So it's like I could send that message and be like, Wilfredo, I am Riot Security. Fucking give me everything or I sue. You have no way of knowing.
That's true. Now, some Discord communities absolutely know who their devs are.
Oh, yeah.
Groups. So I don't know whether this was the case or not. But yeah, I mean, that's the first thing I thought when I started reading the article. At first, I was like, oh, some rando just jumped on there and started making tweets like they were Riot. So that would have been my first thought if it was my emulator and my Discord. But like, okay, bro, who is this?
Right?
Like,
oh, you're Riot Security. Sure you are, Edgelord 6969. Yeah, I'm sure. Give us what I want or we'll sue. Refuse. I don't care. Let's send it to council. I don't care either way. In other news, Scavengers Early Access has launched. We'll be checking that out after the stream today. First look next week. Troy will have another first look sometime next week as well. So we've got a couple different videos coming your way. Not a lot to talk about on the Scavengers front, but if you were in beta previously, then you've already got this. Particularly if you're on Steam, you can just go download the early access build and you're good to go. If you're looking for a PvEVP squad-based crafting, shooting, be the last man standing kind of battle royale-ish, think the cycle and you're on the right path, something Jason and I have played quite a bit of on the stream. I booted this up yesterday or the day before, whenever the early access started, did the training mission, so we'll be looking totally fresh look at it on the stream afterwards. Troy, did you get a chance to check this game out at all in either the betas, or did you go get yourself a Twitch drop? Because that's the new cool way to give beta keys and early access keys out.
God. No, but I have been sort of keeping an eye on the game, and I am going to jump in and check it out here as soon as I finish this next first look that I owe you.
Wilfredo, thoughts on it?
I haven't checked it out yet. I have been watching a lot of gameplay on it, though. Looks kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like we've done this before.
We definitely have. Like I said, it's very the cycle, right? Where there's PvE objectives, other players can get in the way, and you have to do some PvP and crafting and gathering and all that stuff. We're going to check it out. I enjoyed it in beta, but I thought it was a little sparse at that time. Hopefully it's just built up a little bit. So we'll see. Check it out after the stream. Last little news piece here. We are on the cusp of Guild Wars 2 expansion information. July 27th. This is Jason Winter's favorite type of stuff. I'm giving you guys an announcement of an announcement. He loves this stuff, right? Here's the announcement. On July 27th, we'll have an announcement. ArenaNet is going to give the first details of End of Dragons via a live stream. They promise a bunch of significant information coming up on setting and story and all that stuff. So we got 3 months-ish to wait for that. In the meantime, if you're playing Guild Wars 2, they also released a roadmap for their summer schedule, summer 2021, of everything that's going to be coming in the meantime. So there's going to be like a skills and balance update on May 11th. on July 13th. They're going to bring back the Twisted Marionette, which has been gone for a while, like since 2014. It's going to be reworked a little bit because a lot's changed. Legendary Armory comes on July 13th as well, so one-stop storage. So I'm sure Jason whipped out his Guild Wars 2 shirt. He was like, improved inventory. Let me put that shirt back on. But yeah, I'm kind of excited. I'll admit I have lapsed out of Guild Wars 2 something fierce, Troy. But End of Dragons does have me at least interested to look again. I still have multiple 80s sitting in the class testing zone, so it's not like I can't just jump in if I want to. But July seems a bit of a wait, and then who knows how long after that.
The actual expansion is way out there, ladies and gentlemen. I wish Guild Wars 2 would make up their minds. Are they going to be expansion based or DLC based? And I'll be honest, I'm with you, Mike. The word expansion is what's going to get me to re-download the game and look at it. That's the part that's got me in. You say expansion, now I'm looking for more than just story content. I'm looking for new systems, new upgrades, new things to go in and explore and check out. You have my attention way more than you do with your DLCs.
Jason says last time they went, Wilfredo, they went 6 to 7 weeks between the expansion announcement and launch, so I'd predict about that. All right, so that means if we had the expansion announcement at the end of July, we'd be looking at a mid-September-ish launch. We have the summer schedule that takes us through basically mid-July up to this stream. I don't think they want a gap from end of July to mid-September of content, but it's not a terrible gap there if players have to go a month and a half. So maybe that works for Guild Wars 2 players.
That's a possibility. I wouldn't rule that out. It's enough to keep the anticipation high, but also allow people to get ready for the expansion. Maybe they take some time off so they can just kind of calm down. And then when the hype is real, they jump back in. But going back to what Troy said, yeah, when I hear expansion, the only thing that's in my mind right now is to see the brand new classes come up that won't be in the game.
True. Chaos bringing up in chat, they could do the Steam launch in between. Yeah, remember that was delayed indefinitely. Yeah, and we really haven't heard any word on that. Jason saying I think the Steam launch would come simultaneously with the expansion. Yeah, I could probably see that too. I don't know. Oh, yeah, good point. Mid-September gets it out right before the end of Q3. NCSoft will like that financial-wise. All right, gentlemen, that's enough news.
Uh-oh. Are we in trouble now?
We're going to have to go to this shot. And then we turn some things on here for the stream. Oh, yeah.
The way you said that has me asking a lot of questions all of a sudden.
Oh, there's some fun stuff on the stream.
What the hell is happening?
Don't you worry about what's happening, friendo. You're in good hands.
Famous last words.
You.
All right, let me put this here and then bring this up. All right. Gentlemen, welcome to free-to-play cast Jeopardy.
I knew it!
Our two contestants today are Troy Blackburn, a.k.a. Noob Fridge, and Wilfredo Rivera, a.k.a. Damian X. Marius. Playing for the big dollar values, we've got 5 categories for you gentlemen to choose from. Name that MMO, monetization, developers and publishers, free-to-play cast history, and Jason doesn't like that. Now, these gentlemen had no clue that they would be playing. Q knew that I was building this yesterday because I needed her to search for her own news. I wasn't going to be sending assignments for a little bit while I got this all together. And Jason, obviously, I had to confer with. I had one question right away, but I wanted 2 other questions. So this is like Jeopardy. I will give you the answer. You will give me the correct reply in the form of a question. You got to do it. Just like Jeopardy, no points. And and there is a final Jeopardy question. So we will see which of the two of you is the big dog on campus here as we go. Now, you're both at $0 on the screen. We will be keeping track of that as well. And just as normal, Final Jeopardy, you will wager whatever you like. I'll give you the category, you'll wager, and then we'll go ahead and proceed. So are you ready, gentlemen, to see who is the big dog on campus today?
No, not at all. But since we're here, we might as well do it, right?
I mean, let's do this.
Let's break out the coin of destiny. We've got the coin of destiny, the quarter we use for every random decision made on our streams here, the 50-50. Wilfredo, we're going to give you the call in the air, heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads? It is heads. Would you like to go first, or would you like Troy to go first?
I'll go first. Why not?
Pick your category and dollar amount when you're ready, sir.
Name that MMO for 100.
Okay, so here's the deal with chat, by the way. Chat, you are free to answer as well. Gentlemen, you are not allowed to Google. And if I catch you cheating, the next free-to-play cast you are on, you will use a camera filter and make yourself look like a cat for the entire show. So do not cheat.
Totally
do not
fair.
cheat. Do not cheat.
I'm gonna close chat too. That way, I'm not seeing. What
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do that.
Okay, that's cool. So, by the way, I'll be able to see chat. So if you want to pause for, think your answer for 5 seconds or so, just so the stream can, catch up to them, that'll be great.
Okay.
Name that MMO for 100, and we're just gonna go. You don't have to buzz in. Like, you either if you get this right, fine. If you get it wrong, you lose the money, and then Troy, it's your turn to pick a category. We'll just go back and forth.
Okay, back and forth. Gotcha.
Although if Wilfredo gets it wrong, you'll get a chance to answer.
Okay.
If he gets it right, his turn is over. He gets the money, and it's your turn.
Gotcha.
All right. So name that MMO 100. With complex player housing, a dynamic telegraph-based combat system, and a unique setting, this free-to-play MMO should have done well. But a catering to a more hardcore crowd of bygone eras may have been a large part of the game's downfall. What do you got, Wilfredo?
What is WildStar?
What is WildStar is
softball.
correct.
Geez.
It's the 100. It's the 100.
Yeah.
All right, so we got to give. Whoops.
This is going to get interesting quick.
There we go. So we give Wilfredo 100. Now, obviously, you can see the board has blacked out that question. So you can't pick the black marked questions. The white marked questions are still valid. Troy, it is your turn.
Name that MMO for 200, Magickmann.
Just going straight down the category. This shooter
baby.
free-to-play MMO never really stood a chance, having an inflated budget, poor leadership, a lack of direction, and a huge customized real-life bus for no damn good reason.
What is Firefall?
It is Firefall. Very good. Very good. Jumping out with the 200 there. Let's get Troy's money. No, it wasn't Defiance. Chat.
I wasn't sure until I heard you say bus. I was like,
bus, because and
okay.
Purposely, the first part of that could have been like 12 different games. You were like, inflated
right.
budget, poor management. Wilfredo, your choice, sir.
Let's do Jason doesn't like that for 200.
Jason doesn't like that for 200. Jason Winter may actually delete your press release if it contains this 5-letter abbreviation attempting to call attention to something that wasn't on your radar, or was, but they really want you to see it again. This 5-letter abbreviation.
In case you missed it, what is in case you missed it?
Oh, you just barely rescued yourself there.
Yeah.
It is in case you missed it. ICYMI. So $200 for Wilfredo.
Oh man.
That puts you at 300, taking the lead. Back and forth. Troy, your selection.
I'm going to take name that MMO for 300, please, Magickmann.
Gonna kill the category. Name that MMO. This MMO wasn't free at launch, and a great starting experience wasn't enough to save it from having to go free to play. Massive launch issues, a drab experience outside of the starting area, and more all contributed to this more adult-themed MMO changing payment models, a foreshadowing of what would happen to the developer's next secret world. See, lots of thought went into these questions. I was busy yesterday.
What is Age of Conan?
It is Age of Conan. I would have accepted Hyborian Adventures or Unchained, but we'll accept just Age of Conan as well. That is correct for $300. That puts you at 5. This back and forth battle just continues.
That game going free to play is the largest viewed video on my YouTube channel by a lot.
By a lot. Jason got that one right in chat too.
That thing has like over 1 million views, I'm pretty sure.
Wilfredo, your turn.
Let's go free to play cast history for 200.
Oh, taking the middle. Doesn't want to go for the harder question just yet. It was often joked about by viewers and later hosts that free-to-play cast host Zach Sharps did not have this body part.
What are legs?
It is what are legs. 200 for Mr. Wilfredo. Tying up this game. A chance for Troy to kind of take a little bit of a jump here. Troy, what category would you like, my friend?
Give me developers and publishers for 300.
I like everybody staying the fuck away from monetization. Like even in my Jeopardy game, you don't want to touch monetization. I'm sorry, you said developers and publishers for 300?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This developer and publisher once claimed to want to break into the console market with the O-Box, in addition to their work on a certain Wuxia-inspired free-to-play MMORPG.
Oh, crap.
Dum 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 dum. I know Jason knows this. Yeah, Jason absolutely knows this one. This is a running joke, the O-Box between him and I.
Yeah. Who is Nexon?
It is not Nexon. It is not Nexon. So Troy, you lose $300 there, putting you at 200. Wilfredo, you have the option to attempt an answer if you want. If you answer and it's incorrect, you will also lose 300, but you can opt out of not playing the pickup.
I opt out.
You opt out? So Jason knows it. Does anybody in chat know it? This developer and publisher once claimed to want to break into the console market with the O-Box, in addition to their work on a certain Wuxia-inspired free-to-play MMORPG. I know Jason knows it, but everybody else in chat, silent on this one. Silent. The answer is Snail Games.
See, I was going to say Perfect World. I'm glad I didn't.
Chaos said Perfect World. Windshark said Zenimax. It is Snail Games. So nobody gets that. Wilfredo, it is your selection.
Let's go. You know what? Let's do it. Monetization for 100. Let's touch it.
Monetization for 100. This absurd two-word term for loot boxes was once used by Electronic Arts executives when speaking to the United Kingdom's Parliament. This absurd two-word term for loot boxes was once used by Electronic Arts executives when speaking to the United Kingdom's Parliament.
Oh, I know this is on the tip of my tongue and I can't
Chat
remember.
has banged out the answer across multiple viewers right now. And
Of course
they are all correct. You are all correct.
What is cash grab? I don't know.
That is incorrect. You lose 100. Troy, would you like to try to take the pickup and make...
What is surprise mechanics?
It is what is surprise mechanics. Troy picks up the extra 100 to kind of make up the gap there.
Yeah, that helped.
On the previous question. You're bored, Troy.
Monetization for 200.
Oh, now they love it. Absurd monetization practices like limiting interface options and limiting the amount of times content could be engaged in put this game's free-to-play conversion in a rough spot from day one.
What is Star Wars: The Old Republic?
It is Star Wars: The Old Republic. I figured there's like one or two questions that kind of cater to each of you, and this was yours.
Mhm.
But Troy, you are now in the lead again. Wilfredo, it is up to you. The board is yours.
Let's go things Jason doesn't like for 300.
Things Jason doesn't like for 300. Put this topping on his pizza, and Jason Winter would be likely to throw the pie right back into your face.
What is pineapple?
That is incorrect.
Oh, man.
You lose 300, putting you at a stunning 100 now. Troy, you have the option. You can play it if you want to try and grab the 300, get it wrong, and you will lose that 300, or you can opt out of the rebound if you want.
I think I know the answer, but I'm going to pass. I remember this conversation.
Okay, so you're officially going to pass. You are not taking a stab at it. All right, what is it? Take a guess then.
Anchovies.
It is not anchovies. It is not anchovies. Ninja Panda's got it right in chat. It is mushrooms. Mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
Troy, your question. 6 questions left on the board before Final Jeopardy.
Let's go developers and publishers for 100.
Want to know if someone got a rare mount? Don't worry. Many games in the stable of this developer and publisher will make sure you know if you're online.
Are we looking for the developer or the publisher?
It's one company. This developer and publisher. One company.
Okay.
Want to know if someone got a rare mount? Don't worry. Many games in the stable of this developer and publisher will make sure you know if you are online.
Who is Perfect World?
It is Perfect World Entertainment. So
I was going to say Cryptic just because their games are the ones that I've seen that in.
Right.
But yeah, they're obviously owned by Perfect World at this point.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, which one did I say?
All right, you expand the lead now, 600 to 100. Wilfredo got a little bit of catch up to do, but it's still anybody's game. You're still in this.
Yeah. Let's go free-to-play cast history for 300. See if we can make
Taking the big dog. This free-to-play cast host basically ignored the show notes and often decided to angry rant about anything that was annoying him in gaming that day instead.
Who is Havoc?
It is Havoc. Very good.
Nice.
That is, wow. I am impressed.
Yeah. Those episodes were always amusing.
It is Havoc. It is Havoc, yeah. Troy, the board is yours. Now a much closer game, picking up that 300.
Yeah, wow. Jason doesn't like that for 100, please.
Poor management of this common feature in an MMORPG is a fast ticket to be on Jason Winter's not playing it again list.
What is inventory management, Mike?
It is inventory management.
There's your softball.
Is the 100.
Okay, I finally got me a softball, baby.
It is inventory. All right, Wilfredo, 3 questions left. You can have free-to-play cast history for 1, developers and publishers for 2, or monetization for 3.
Let's go all out again. Monetization for 3.
Oh, trying to tie it up. Early dumb monetization moves included the selling of this equine armor in a single-player RPG under the label of it being DLC for the low price of $2.50. And the industry hasn't been the same since. This equine armor.
What is the Oblivion DLC?
It is the Oblivion horse armor in Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, tying the game up. A lot of chat people got that right too.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Oblivion. I even gave you a picture of that lovely armor.
That picture that is ingrained in all of our brains. Every time we talk about this, we all see that picture in our heads.
All right, we got a tie game, but $300 still on the board, and it is Troy's board.
Developers and publishers for 200.
Going to take out the money. Now fully integrated into GameForge. This publisher mainly operated in Europe, particularly Germany, and originally handled many Sony Online Entertainment titles and Terra under its amphibian logo.
Oh my God, Troy. You're blowing the game with your brain freeze.
Now fully integrated into GameForge. This publisher mainly operated in Europe, particularly Germany, and originally handled many Sony Online Entertainment titles and Terra under its amphibian logo.
Oh my God.
Nobody in chat has gotten it yet either.
What is Bluehole?
It is not Bluehole. That's -200.
Oh my God. And I know it's wrong.
Wilfredo, do you want the rebound?
God. No, I'm gonna pass on that.
Gonna pass on it. Chat.
Yeah,
Jason
I'm
Winters
stuck on
blanking on it. Windshark says, I knew this one.
See,
Old
there's
Glory
a-
says G Potato. That's not correct.
There's a part of me that wanted to say Bluefin, but I knew that was
No,
wrong.
no, that's no. This was Frogster.
Oh my God, I knew it.
It's Frogster.
Oh man. I would've
Wilfredo,
never
last question goes to you. Free to play cast history for 100.
Let's
The
do
year the very first free to play cast was made live on YouTube and MMOBomb.com. The year.
the year. What is 2010?
What is 2010 is incorrect. That puts you at 600. So, Troy, interestingly enough, if you opt to take the rebound and you get it right, you are both tied going into Final Jeopardy.
I told you this was going to get interesting fast.
You know it is not 2010. Do you want the rebound or do you want to pass this and go to Final Jeopardy 100 below Wilfredo? Do you think you know the year the very first free-to-play cast was made live on YouTube and MMOBomb.com? Nobody in chat has the answer correct either.
I think I do now.
We'll come back to you after Troy.
No, I'll pass.
You're going to opt out of it. Do you have a guess, Troy?
My brain's saying 2016 for some reason.
Wilfredo, what's your follow-up guess?
2012.
It is 2012. January 4th, 2012. All right, so here we go. Troy with $500. Wilfredo, you've got $600. We're going to go to Final Jeopardy. Maybe. There we go. That should be it, right? Oh, no. I got to do that up here, huh? Yeah. I was in the... Whoa!
You went too far.
Wow. No, I really screwed shit up. Okay, there we go. Should be good now. Right? Yes. Here's your Final Jeopardy question. Or category. Free-to-play cast titles. Free-to-play cast titles. So you're going to have to make your wager now before you see the question. Troy, Wilfredo, if you could do me a favor, if you have a piece of paper or your cell phone handy, type your wager or write your wager on it.
You want us to just private message you in Discord?
No, because then I'll have to flop over to that, and I've got 90 things open right now.
Okay.
But I just want you to make your wagers independent of each other. And then when you're ready, let me know.
I'm ready.
You're ready? All right.
Yep.
Wilfredo with the $100 lead has a little leeway here on getting creative with the wager on free-to-play cast titles.
Okay.
Okay, wait, your wager? Everybody's good. All right, on the count of three, put your wagers up to your camera so that I can see them both, please. 1, 2, 3. It looks like Wilfredo, you went all 600, and Troy, you went 400. Is that a 400?
Yeah, that's 400.
400. All right, so Wilfredo putting it all on the line. Troy putting just 400 of his. So it is literally still anybody's game by those numbers. Here we go. Here's your question. And you got to have to type out or write out your answer. Episode 2 of the free-to-play cast featured the title Rock Out with Your Blank Out. Rock out with your blank out. Remember, it's got to be in the form of a question. Rock out with your blank out. Jason Winter in chat. Oh, dear. Whole milk. I need an adult. Chaos. Wait. Pause. Episode 2 of the free-to-play cast featured the title Rock Out with Your Blank Out. Let me know when you're ready, gentlemen. Wilfredo with it all on the line. Noob Fridge hoping to score a 100-0 win here, which would just be one of the most impressive feats in sporting history.
I know I'm not going to get this, and that's cool with me.
Do you have it? You have your answer, Wilfredo?
I have my answer.
Troy,
Yeah,
do you have your answer?
I do.
All right. Troy, you are the one that's behind, wagering $400. What is your answer?
What is block?
Rock out with your block out is incorrect. That causes you to go down to $100 Roonies. So it all comes down to Wilfredo here. Wilfredo, if you have the right answer, you win. If you get it wrong, you finish our entire game with no money. And may God have mercy on your soul. What is your answer?
What is rock out with your mouse out?
Rock out with your mouse out. Unfortunately, my friend, that puts you at $0 Roonies, which means, Troy, you pulled a stunning... Man, there was thousands of dollars on that board, and the two of you came out with a 100-0. The answer, by the way, we covered. How about if I tell you this? We covered Star Trek Online on that episode.
Spock, are you serious?
Yeah, it was rock out with your Spock out.
Wow.
Yeah, we talked about Star Trek Online on that episode.
Oh man, I'm so mad about that.
Rock out with your Spock out. Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Yep.
Can I just say something real quick?
Oh, absolutely. You're the winner. You can say whatever you want.
I thought I was fixing to have to give Mr. Wilfredo there some mad props, but as of now, I am still officially undefeated on game shows on the internet across multiple sites. Undefeated. I'm also the one who gave Jason Winter his first loss over on Massively.
Oh, yeah. Oh, on Larry Everett's old thing.
Mm-hmm.
That one was subjective, though. That was like highly. It was just like if you appealed to Larry, you won.
Right.
Good game, gentlemen, and thanks for being good sports here. Troy, grand champion at a stunning $100.
I'll be awaiting my check.
Yeah. Let's slide over to the weekly bombs. Yeah, I'm going to go first. I'm going to give a stunning A-bomb to EA's leaked documents talking about them and their FIFA monetization practices, particularly with the FIFA Ultimate Team, of course, and all roads lead to FUT. We're doing everything we can to drive players there. It is the cornerstone of our game. And then trying to come out later and say, hey, it's important to say that we never push people to spend money in the game. We do encourage engagement in the game, and every single item that you'd like to engage in that mode can be engaged with for free. Play is the #1 success metric. It's not about incentivizing people to spend. Bullshit. Yeah, A-bomb, EA. Troy, go ahead.
Dub-bomb to everybody who's reached out to me just to ask me how I've been over the past week. Following my recent back surgery, I certainly appreciate it. Getting much better. Thank you.
Wilfredo.
Dub bomb to free-to-play cast Jeopardy. This was dope. I can definitely get behind this. Even though I'm first-time loser, I'm still down with it. Let's go. Let's do it again sometime.
Now I cut weekly bombs from viewers, but on the show because I had a feeling that we were going to go run a little long. But I will get yours in chat since you guys are guys and gals are highlighting stuff and using some points. Ninja Panda's A-bombed my laptop breaking last Friday and for being 30 on Monday, and D-bomb to my Y'shtola figure and it being my 30th birthday on Monday, as well as getting my PC back and fully working. That Y'shtola figure is beautiful. Beautiful. Great purchase. Terra Nova saying, A-bomb to nutters who think assassinating devs and owners over a game is okay. Yeah, last week we talked about that at Genshin Impact at MiHoYo Corporate. Yeah. Death threats and stuff. I just don't get it. You know, I don't want to live here anymore. Our question of the week last week, what's the most unique MMO mechanic you've ever seen? Guestly chiming in says, most unique feature I saw in an MMO was cursed weapons, demonic sword Zarish and blood sword Akamana in Lineage 2. I believe I've said this before, but never been mentioned in the free-to-play cast in an answer. I'll try to write an answer as short as possible, yet with as much info as I can. When one of those weapons dropped from the monster, the entire in-game world shook and turned red for about 5 seconds or so. Everyone knew that one of those weapons dropped somewhere, and you can see the location of those weapons or who picked it up on a map. It was completely random where it can drop, even in starting locations. When you picked up one of those weapons, you transformed into evil Dark Knight-like form, and the weapon gave you other skills to use. And while you're in that form, you are in a player-killing state. It boosts your stats tremendously, and if you kill players with it, you get even stronger. It had a cap on how strong you could get, though, and you just can't take it off. It's possible to drop it on death, or on death it will disappear and go on cooldown until next time. Usually, if it dropped, people went after it and tried to get that weapon for themselves. It gives such a boost that you can solo farm in hunting spots where partying is needed to survive. Once our clan member got it, and he was online for days, nonstop farming. Only break he could take was in the guild hall when it was closed. Because of PK State, you were in danger even in safe zones like towns. People lured guards to kill AFK cursed weapon users. There were only 2 such weapons, so there was never more than 2 at the same time. Hope it does not sound like gibberish. No, it actually sounds pretty freaking awesome. Pretty freaking awesome. I like that. I like that. Go ahead, Troy.
Joao says ESO's fully voiced quest givers coupled with the camera zoom, making it more personal. I actually cared to listen, read their dialogue. 100% agree.
Yep. Whole milk in chat saying there are no more unique features in MMOs. We are in the end times. The question was, what's the most unique you've ever seen? Not like in the last 6 months. Go ahead, Wilfredo.
All right, Tikal 2399. Question of the week. Not sure if Final Fantasy 14 invented it, but being able to be all classes on one character is the best MMO feature in my opinion. I love not having to start the game over just to level and all, or log out just to switch classes.
They did not. There have been multiple games that have done that before, but I agree with you. It is done well there. Breckner Catalin says, I just want to be able to run dungeons with a fully AI-controlled team of my choosing, sort of like the pawns in Dragon's Dogma. Imagine if you're able to create one companion and gear them up and spec them your way and have other people pick them up for running dungeons. Maybe it's not the true spirit of an MMO, but it's still sort of a player interaction. And we've had games that kind of touch on this, maybe to varying degrees of success. Final Fantasy XIV now does it with the trust system, although you don't have any real customization options with those characters. Phantasy Star Online 2 does it, where if you exchange friend cards, like Troy can take my character with him in an AI-controlled fashion. So we've got it in some places. Go ahead, Troy.
Yamikami, the MMO mechanic that is the most unique has to be Ascension's random skill or dex system, where you get a random skill every 2 levels instead of getting a predetermined one. Getting things at random, hoping for something good, and maybe getting a nice surprise can be fun. It is kind of like a Nuzlocke in Pokemon.
Oh my God. My RNG luck, sorry, just sucked. I had to chime in. Like, my RNG luck in MMOs in general is pretty poor. Now, if my skills were dependent on that too, good grief. I'm sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Aside from the one mentioned, I actually have 2 others. One is simply the way you build a character in Path of Exile. I love games that don't lock you in at character creation, but let you build what you want. That is one thing I love Monster Hunter for. You can pick any weapon with any armor build at any time. No respec, no nothing. The third thing I like was simply having mounts that have weight instead of just a buff to movement speed. Firefall comes to mind here. In that game, there were even these cars, Jeeps, that can carry 2 people. And the driver and owner of the mount could let another person drive, kind of like in games like Halo, but in an MMO. I just don't understand why no other MMO since then does things like this.
Well, I mean, that one, well, we talked about it in Jeopardy, so. There we go. Question of the week this week. We're going to talk about the free-to-play cast itself a little bit here. What new items or offbeat things would you like to see on future free-to-play cast? Things like the Jeopardy stuff we did today. It's always, I do this once a year. What format changes would you like to see? We pretty much stick to the same format from day one, but if you'd like to see more of that type of stuff rather than just opinions on news, if you'd like to see a special segment, once a month with this, or if you want to see, Wacky Hat Day, I don't care what it is, put it in the comments below. What would you like to see as a staple on the free-to-play cast? Put it down below. Make sure you give us your weekly bombs while you're there. D-bomb for something good, A-bomb for something bad in the world of gaming or just life in general. And if you've got a question for anybody on the panel, go ahead and throw that down there as well. And we'll be sure to include it on next week's show. Until next time, Wilfredo, with your $0, where can everybody find you?
Loser, you can find me at twitter.com/MNXMarys.
Mr. Blackburn, with your $100, big winner, where can everybody find you?
The winner circle can be found at Noobfridge on Twitter.
Oh my God. I'm Mike Byrne. You can follow me right there at Magickmann1, but more importantly, follow at MMO Bomb so we can tweet at you with all the latest news, articles, free-to-play cast, first look videos, and so much more. Stay safe. We'll see you on the servers.